Hello. Welcome to Rook Reads Homestuck. Um, I'm Rook, and I was going to read Homestuck, but I've hit a slight issue, which is that I have all of Homestuck on a flash drive, and that's what and also the unofficial Homestuck archive browser program thing. It's all on that flash drive, and I seem to have lost Homestuck. Now, according to my stream manager, only one person is watching, so to that one person, I'm sorry. I've looked, and it'll take, I think, a bit more time, and so I think I'm just gonna not read Homestuck tonight. I think I'll read it another night. I feel bad because it's been a while since I last did oh, now there's 3 viewers. Hello, 3 viewers that there are. I lost Homestuck. I can't find it. It's on a flash drive somewhere, and I looked for it, and I didn't find it. I did find several tubes of chapstick, but that's not useful for reading Homestuck. I can read this tube of chapstick. Anyway, hold on, unless... Oh, I found it! Oh, it's this is Homestuck! I've got it! I've got Homestuck! I did it! I did it! I found Homestuck, you guys! We will be reading Homestuck. Tonight we feast like kings. Alright, so anyway, I'm gonna put this in the thing. So I'm gonna open it up. Okay. To recap, hi my 3 viewers. No one said anything yet, but it's fine. Let me just open up the Homestuck. But where we last left off, I don't know, some Homestuck had happened. Oh, also, once again, if you're watching the VOD, content warnings are in the description. But if you're not watching in the VOD, we're going in blind, with only my memory of what has happened in Homestuck, and I don't even remember what happened the last time we did this. Oh gosh, things seem to be sort of... No, okay, they're fine. They seem to be a little laggy a moment ago, but I think they're fine. Also, I can close this YouTube thing. Yay. Okay. We're fine, I think. Can someone please say something just so I know that people are, watching the content? Oh, Homestuck's there. Homestuck's happening. We're waiting for it to load fully, but it's coming up. Hold on, let's close that until we're... Wait. Oh, it's loading. It's loading. Hey, awaiting reactivity. I don't know what that means. Hello. Alright! Hey, it's Homestuck, baby! We've got Homestuck. So last we left off, they started playing the game. Rose gave us some game facts. John's house is in a void. And there's some ink or oil or some black substance everywhere. And also imps. I think we've met some imps. Yeah, we've met some imps. We've fought some imps. Quite poorly. We fought some imps. With a hammer. And then a hammer thing. Handle of a hammer. You could tell I'm slightly frazzled by the fact that I didn't have Homestuck. I really thought I was going to have to cancel the stream. But now I am here with you, my 3 loyal viewers, who've said nothing. I'm not judging you for that. I just feel kind of lonely. But yeah. Homestuck. Alright, hi Ethan. Okay, at least Ethan's watching, which is really my main... That's my main audience, is my older brother. That's the reason I'm doing this. Anyway, Homestuck! Let's read more Homestuck! I don't remember what happened. Hopefully I gave a good enough recap. Homestuck. Okay, fine! Now what? Oh yeah, also there was the Wayward Vagabond has been typing commands to John in all caps. Years in the future, but not many. Yeah. That's what's been happening. I don't know. Again, if anyone has any questions, please ask. But, you know, I might have answers. I might just be flailing. Anyway, fine, now what? Dave is pestering you, but you don't have time to deal with his nonsense right now. Something is amiss in your room. You can't quite put your finger on it. And then it's the mausoleum in Rose's yard of her dearly departed cat, and it's raining. Rose, hurry up and activate the generator. Or it's just hurry and activate the generator. There's no up. Anyway, and so here we've got the generator and Rose in the mausoleum. You fire up the generator and drag a cord into the mausoleum. Also, okay, I didn't even test if my, mic was working, so hopefully everyone can hear me properly. Oh, now I have 2 viewers. Cool. Hi, Ethan and guest. You fire up the generator and drag a cord into the mausoleum. It, of course, would be foolish, to run the generator inside a confined space. Generator safety is everyone's business. Rose, defile tomb. Sorry, Jaspers, have to make space for the laptop. Besides, your final resting place is already a mockery. Hold on. I'm gonna... Yep. You should have decomposed years ago under a bed of petunias like a normal cat. Not given to a taxidermist and fitted with a tiny custom-tailored suit, and then stuffed in a coffin built for infants. Okay, so... should jot down... I need a piece of paper or something. I should jot down... Again, animal death. This is something. CW's. Animal death. Mention. Alright, Rose, plug in your laptop. So you can see Spurb is running, Dave's pestering her, she's looking at John. You plug in your laptop and connect to the internet signal again. Everything predictably falls out of your Silodex, but you're not about to get bent out of shape about it. You have bigger fish to fry. Looks like Dave noticed you're back online. He pestered you like clockwork. And there's John. What on earth is he up to now? The door, John! Look at the door! You're right. Didn't Rose yank the door off its hinges and prop it up on your bed? Someone or something has put it back and left it slightly ajar. Incredibly alarming! Investigate! Hoo-hoo-hoo! What is this? This is so outrageous! Now we're waiting for this to load. So outrageous. It got hit in the head with a bucket full of water. Oh no. Haha. What a hilarious prank. Oh. And there she is. Okay, I don't think anything else happens in here. We're just gonna kind of listen to the music for a bit. 'Cause I like the music. It's, you know, it's old-timey. Nana Quinn by Mark Hadley. Okay, I think that's just a repeat. So we're gonna go on! Rose, pester John. Oh, there you are. John said your house is burning down. You on fire yet, or what? No, for now I have retired to the safety of a smaller building, which is much closer to the forest fire threatening my residence. Oh, well, that's a relief. John told me to get the game to help get you out of there, so I'm working on that now. Working on it? Yeah, my bro's copy, long story. Hey, don't tell John about this, but I think he might have been right about the puppets. They're sort of starting to freak me out a little. You're referring to your brother's collection? I mean, don't get me wrong, I think it's cool and all, the semi-ironic puppet thing or whatever. Or semi-ironic. Man, I don't even know. I'm just starting to think that some of this shit is going a little far and it's kind of fucked up. I've seen his websites. I like them. Yeah, well, you would. Oh man, I wish the little cow wouldn't look at me like that. With those dead eyes, Jesus. Sometimes I dream that he's real and he's talking to me, and I wake up in a cold sweat and basically flip the fuck out. Interesting. Oh god, why did I just tell you my dream? You're going to have a field day with that. I'm currently scrawling notes furiously into one of the many psychoanalysis journals I maintain for you. Published papers forthcoming. Because, you know, it's not like either of us have anything better to do at the moment than evaluate each other's radically debilitating pathologies. Yeah, I'm gonna get moving. Oh, you heard from John? He's not answering me. He won't answer me either, but I am watching him. I suspect he is preoccupied with the fact that he just had a bucket of water dumped on his head by a ghost of his dead grandmother, who also happens to be dressed like a clown. Alright, I'm out. Later. Interrogate this mad woman! Nana? Oh gosh, now I have to do an old lady voice. Why didn't I think of this? Yes, dear? Wow, you scared the living daylights out of me. Hoo-hoo-hoo! Well, I guess it was a really great prank. Good one, Nana. Anyway, are you really my dead Nana? Of course, John. I have come back to help you on your journey through the medium and beyond. I am delighted to see what a fine young man you have turned out to be, just like your father. Okay, I guess I will take your word for it. I don't really remember you at all. My dad said I was really young when you died. Hey, speaking of which, do you know where he is? I looked everywhere for him. And there Dad is battling imps with a broom. And there he isn't. Fascinating. Your father was kidnapped! Oh no! When you crossed over to the medium, he was apprehended by the very forces of darkness which your presence here has awakened. What? Oh, so what is the medium you were talking about? It is where you are now, a realm that is a ring of pure void, dividing light and darkness. It turns in the thick of the incipisphere, a place untouched by the flow of time in your universe. You mean because we are inside a computer or in the game software or something? A computer? Why, what is that, dear? Some newfangled contraption like the horseless auto boxcar? Well, it's like this machine that, Of course I know what a computer is, John. I was just pulling your leg. Oh, okay. No, John, you are not inside a computer or software or anything like that. Try not to be so linear, dear. The software that brought you here is simply was merely a mechanism that served as a gateway. Its routines, in a way, serve to invoke this realm's instance, yet it stands independently of any physical machine, and somewhat paradoxically, always has. I'm not sure I get it, but alright. So what do I actually need to be doing here? I think it would be best if we started with the big picture. Yes. Go on. Do. Ooh. Ah. Ooh. Ah. Above the medium, beyond the seven gates, residing at the core of the incipisphere, is a place known as Skaya. Legend holds that Skaya exists as a dormant crucible of unlimited creative potential. What does this mean, you ask? I'm afraid my lips are sealed about that, dear. Hoo-hoo! But needless to say, where a realm of such profound importance is concerned, forces of light will forever be charged with its defense, while forces of darkness will just as persistently covet its destruction. The song was really pretty. And as it so happens, at the center of this realm whose fate is in question, these very forces duel on a stage, stuck in eternal stalemate. Yes, they have dueled in this manner forever. That is, until you showed up. Me? Me? Yes, you, John. Hold on, let's look at this little floaty thing. Ooh, it's going to these towers. And now the towers have the kernel. That's what it's called. The little clown buddy. And now all the imps look like little clowns. And now the chessboard is more complicated and involves clowns. Yes, you, John. Before your mishap with my ashes, you may recall the sprite's previous incarnation, which resulted from its kernels hatching. You see, this hatching occurs automatically in response to your arrival. The result is a pair of kernels, one dark, one light, each carrying the information they were prototyped with before the hatch. One goes down to a kingdom entrenched in darkness, the other up to a kingdom basking in light. Each comes to rest in an orb atop a spire, of which there are 3 others in kind. The 4 spires are situated above a throne, and these 2 thrones preside over the 2 respective sovereign powers. And once the kernels are situated, is when the game is afoot. The true war begins. Light versus dark. Good versus evil. This is a war that the forces of light are always destined to lose, without exception. A quest of utility, then. Wow, really? Then what's the point? That remains for you to find out, dear. For you see, the journey you are about to take is the ultimate riddle. Whoa! For now, your objective is to proceed towards Skya and pass through the first gate situated directly above your house, not even terribly far. The gates will become progressively more difficult to reach, so you had better be prepared to sharpen your adventuring skills. How am I supposed to get up there? You build. Do you like my Nana voice? Is my Nana voice any good? I'm trying here. I'm not sure if I'm succeeding. I think I'm going kind of all over the place. But yeah. Oh, he's excited. Look at him. He's so hyped. Oh, I love this boy. Okay, I think I get it now. So I guess the battle against good and evil is sort of irrelevant? Well, I don't know. That all sounds kind of weird. But in any case, we build the house to get to these gates, and then I can save my dad. Yes, John. And then after that, we solve this ultimate riddle thing and save Earth from destruction. Thank you, Ethan. Oh no, I'm afraid not. Huh? Oh, he's less hype. Your planet is done for, dear. There is nothing you can do about that. Oh. Your purpose is much more important than saving that silly old planet, though. And that is... Whoo! Yes, I will have to agree with the float hag about that. And there she goes. Yuck. John, you are such a good boy. I know you will succeed. Thanks, Nana. You are a good boy, and good boys deserve treats. Hooray! I am going to go bake you some cookies. The hag mentioned cookies. Pursue her. Oh man, now I want cookies. Oh god damn it, that's just what you need. More baked goods. John, you do not say no to cookies. I command you to get them. You totally abjure the hell out of that idea. You're so busy abjuring, you don't even notice, where did this pencil come from? I must have put it on the bed at some point when I was looking for Homestuck. Anyway. Oh wait, no, I was using it to write the content warnings. I'm fine and my brain is normal. Anyway. You don't even notice Rose has been trying to pester you this whole time. Rose, hit John in the head with a box to get his attention. Bonk, 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 bonk. You give John a swift drubbing in the noggin, but he is undeterred. That is some fit he is throwing. Perhaps you will take this spare moment to contemplate the Nana Sprite's strange tale. It may also behoove you to record your thoughts on these developments in your GameFAQs walkthrough/journal. It can be hard finding time to update it. In fact, you're not even sure where you found the time to write what's already there. Oh, is that so, Jaspers? And what do you think and who do you think and just who do you think you're looking at with that smug grin? I can speak. I don't think this one's gonna be a very long one today. I don't think my brain's all the way there. Especially since... Yeah. Ah, Julia was watching, but there's company in their apartment that you should go play Anomia with, but I'll love you, have a good rest of stream. Aww. Anyway, it seems there's only one person watching, who I believe is probably Ethan. So for any future viewers, and also Ethan, I just would like to state, for the record, my girlfriend is very cute, and I love her. Anyway, and just who do you think you're looking at with that smug grin? Jaspers? The last thing you need is sass from a dead cat. It's pretty much all his fault you're in this mess in the first place, so he can just button it. John, cookies, now. You refuse outright. This impudence is insufferable. Go get the cookies! Many exclamation points. And now John seems to be screaming into a pillow. Well, when you put it so politely, how can John decline? John, you are stupid! And now he's turned away from the screen, continuing to yell into a pillow. You really need to work on your manners. Stupid, stupid, dumb! That's not a command. It's nothing. It's stupid. You're stupid. And now John is mostly off the screen, but, except for his arm, which is, flipping off the viewer. It's stupid. You're stupid. For the last time, I command you to get the cookies, boy. He's now... the wayward vagabond is now no longer typing in all caps. But John is still yelling and stomping and just putting up a fit. It's just not going to happen, buddy. Years in the future. And you see... he's typing and accidentally hits the cap lock button. But not really enough to write home about. That's a continuation of years in the future. Years in the future, but not really enough to write home about. An agitated finger slips mid-keystroke. Now we have a new tab. Oh, look. He opened up... Speaking of tab, he opened up, Oh, no, that's later. Never mind. He unlocked a thing. And there's cans of beans and mustard and a book that says human etiquette. Wow! Cool. Good for him. Also, there's that tab that I opened earlier that I forgot to close. Ah! I have unlocked album, Homestuck Volume 1. So now I can check it out. Thanks, unofficial Homestuck archive thing. Okay, and so now here, once again, we are at, Rose's GameFAQ walkthrough that I will read. B100. The long and short. The medium, too. I may have been a bit hasty in advising you not to bother with the prototyping process. If I spared any detail, it was only to optimize your chances of survival. And if you find yourself begrudging the absence of certain instructions, which, if followed, would have resulted in your demise, then I guess that makes two of us. Otherwise, you're welcome. But the fact appears to be that prototyping the kernel spray before making your getaway may offer the only opportunity to exercise control over your new environment, a place known as the medium. Also, if prototyped with one or two sufficiently, albeit loosely humanoid and or sentient elements, living or otherwise, it offers the chance to have all this explained to you by an apparitional guide through whatever sort of cryptic, sketchy doublespeak your choice of prototyping element or elements engenders or engender. In lieu of this, you may be forced to settle for my clear, thorough explanations and assiduous dissection of raw data. Again, don't mention it. If you have made it to the medium with an unmolested vanilla sprite, well, I've already covered the bad news about this missed opportunity, and I won't go into this further soon. And I will go into this further soon, rather. Blech. Though to what extent this actually is bad news, I'm not sure. I only know the result of my co-player's current configuration, wherein the sprite was prototyped once before the departure and once after. Which brings us to the good news, which is that you could still prototype your departure and salvage the massively rewarding experience of haggling with an exposition-slinging phantom guide, so long as you avoid prototyping and typing with terribly inert items, such as a brass door knocker and your father's pornography collection. Again, that might be interesting. If you are struck by the spirit of such experimentation, please don't hesitate to contact me about it. So, yes, you can enhance your sprite in this way, but doing so after your departure will no longer induce this effect on the medium I alluded to. That can only be accomplished with one or more pre-departure prototypings. In fact, we can extrapolate there are only so many ways to prototype a sprite. Tiers of prototyping in relation to departure. Both before, one after, both after, only one either before or after, and none. Those occurring before will affect the medium through the kernel's hatching process, and your guide, i.e. the sprite. Those occurring after will only affect the sprite. The effects this process has on the medium, or more globally, the insiposphere, are still vague to me. They have to do with flavoring the forces you will struggle against, and generally all forces at odds with each other in the realm. It has given me some insight to the nature of the game, which again I derived through extrapolation. We appear to be engaging an instance of a dimension with a highly flexible set of parameters, and a series of objectives surrounding an equally flexible mythological framework. This framework seems to begin as a sort of blank template, and evolves with the player's actions, and likely further evolves with the addition of more host-client connections, and thus more prototyped kernels. I regret to say I can't be much more specific than that without loosely extrapolating further. There are plenty of questions that have occurred to me, however, questions concerning the kernel sprite, which I've raised implicitly already, such as what is the effect of an unprototyped kernel on the medium, or a doubly prototyped kernel, for that matter. And even more salient are questions about this dimension itself. Do all players worldwide make it to this dimension if they successfully complete their departure, or is a unique blank instance of the dimension crafted for each new player? I have no evidence, but instinct tells me it is closer to the latter situation. There is no indication of any other players present in this realm. Alterations in the realm seem singularly centered on the actions of my co-player and myself. If I had to stake anything on it, I would guess every separate client-server pair activates its own fresh copy of an insiposphere, or a unique session, if you will. But the quantity of players is a further complication which invites more questions. It seems the game was designed to suit two players most naturally, the server and the client. But through a mishap, my co-player and I have slipped out of the obvious tandem arrangement, and the only logical course of action to continue playing is to string a daisy chain of server-client connections together until presumably the chain is complete. Theoretically, we could complete this chain with only one other player, functioning as the server to my client, and the client to my current co-player's server, assuming he can recover it. The strange thing, though, is in our instance of this dimension, there are 4 receptacles for divided kernels, not 3. Does this mean we are destined to have a 4-player chain? How could the game know such a thing? Perhaps it does, and if it considers this to be the case, and if this proves to be the case, I trust I will be sufficiently numbed to the realization. And the following is crossed out, or is struck through, rather. I can consider nothing about this game surprising at this point, and in fact, from the first moments of play, it managed to deviate so far from my expectations that I completely forgot what my original purpose with it was. I had chances to test some information I obtained on good authority during the prototyping phases, but it completely slipped my mind. Instead, the game's catacombs securing the dark, twisting paths to necromancy were blundered into rather an accident. But perhaps you don't need to know any of this. And that's all the bit that's been struck through. And then in brackets, rethink organization, lead may be waist deep, loggerhaic sludge, trimmed down, bleh. I don't know what that word means, and I'm not sure if it's a real word, and I'm going to Google it. Rose, what the fuck are you talking about? Loggerhaic. Or however that's pronounced. Pertaining to the overuse of words or excessive talkativeness. Ah, that makes sense. Hold on. Pronunciation. Give me a moment. Logoraic. Well, that's a logoraic. Wow. I don't like this word. Anyway, she's not finished with this yet. Jeez, cut her some slack. Maybe you could bug someone somewhere else for a while, or at the very least, someone else. Months in the past, but not many. And so here we see Rose's house, and there's a lot of snow, which makes it very difficult to see Rose's house, because the snow is white, and everything else is a light gray. And so now we're in Rose's room, and we see the snow through the window, and she's on her computer. And talking to Gigi. Hi, happy birthday, Rose! Hello, and thanks. Did you get John's present yet? I just opened it this very moment. What a stunning coincidence you would ask about it now. I am stunned. Yeah, I know. What will you make with it? And who said it was something from which something else could be made? Well, John did tell me what it was, duh. I suppose I'll take a stab at learning the craft. It's the least I can do in response to the subtle dig concealed in his gesture. He often tells me I need a new hobby when I make perfectly reasonable analytical remarks. Oh, but Rose, I don't think he meant anything like that by it. You see, not everybody always means the opposite of what they say the way that you and Dave always do. Maybe. His birthday is in a few months, isn't it? Yep. I finally finished a present for him. I've been working on it for years. Years? It's so hard to tell when you're joking, or if you're even capable of it. I just mailed it too, so it's sure to get there on time. Mail takes a while to get anywhere from here. I'll probably craft something with strong sentimental value. That should burn him. I don't think you really mean that. I guess not. So, shall I expect a green package dropped to my house via airmail from whatever screwball cranny of the globe you're tucked into? No. Sorry, but you are sort of hard to shop for. Besides, I think I have something for you today that I think you will like better than something in a box. Oh? It is a tip! This is already intriguing enough to compensate for the grave scarcity of lavish gifts parachuting from the sky. Please go on. Did you have a pet a long time ago that died? Yes. Okay, well, how did you feel about your cat? Did you love him a lot? Okay, well, I didn't mention it was a cat, or that it was a male. Let's pretend I'm surprised and you're embarrassed, and move on. To answer your question, I would describe my feelings toward the animal as lukewarm. Okay, that's fine. It doesn't really matter, I think. Just, what if someone told you you could play a game that would bring him back to life? If someone told me that, I would regard the remark with a great deal of skepticism. If that someone was you, on the other hand, then I would have to ask preemptively, is that someone you? Yes, that someone is me! I just thought you might find it interesting. So, what is this game? Oh, I don't know. I'm just saying is all. I think you'll hear about it later, and maybe you can talk to John and Dave about it. They're way more into all that stuff than I am. I'll see what the word on the street is about it, in due time. For now, I should probably order a copy of Knitting for Assholes. It would be a shame if I ran late with John's present. Dave, get katana. You capture log your katana, 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1, equals 9, whatever, 10 equals 9. I forgot what the percent sign is supposed to be. I forgot. I mean, I know that it's a thing about remainders. I just don't remember what it's called. Anywho. But first, okay. Blah, blah, blah. Afraid to venture out of your apartment to retrieve your bro's copy of the game, but first, maybe, just maybe. S. Dave, retrieve dead bird. Oh no. Dude, that bird is long gone. It probably won't last long in this heat anyway. You didn't even know it's up at this sick heat. Oh, it's still going. Hold on. There's still more animation to be had. Whoa. Cities, man. Oh, there's more. There's more. You don't know what's up the sick heat. The sun threatens to set, but won't step off. It's staring you down, like the big red eye of a hot needle skipping on a groove it's tracing round the earth. While lingering midair, its heat seems to suspend time itself, stretching it like warped vinyl. It's meant to rain this season, but there ain't been a drop in sight. Even a little drizzle would help. Maybe help to fizzle this sizzle a little bizzle. Set the record straight on this global turn-tizzle. So don't change the dizzle, turn it up a little. I got a living room full of fine dime brizzles, waiting on the pizzle, the dizzle and the shizzle. G's to the bizac, now the ladies here we gizzle. When the pimp's in the crib, ma, drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. English romantic poet John Keats. Anyway, it's Dave. Dave, exit your room and go into the living room. Part of me does kind of just want to end it there, but I feel like I should at least keep pushing for a little longer, because I've barely been here for very long at all. Okay. So we're exiting the room and going into the living room. Sorry, little dude, coming through. Gotta put you down for a bit. You figured you'd left him hanging long enough. Dave, hastily enter the room with wild abandon. You barge in and see a familiar face. A friendly face. You stand in the living room. Your bro spends most of his days in here. At nights he crashes on the futon over there. You don't see him anywhere, though. There's the puppet chest he stores Lil Cal in when he takes him out on gigs. When he's home, he usually leaves Cal on display somewhere. And with good reason, because Cal is totally sweet. So sweet. Man. Dave, pity the fool. It's your brother's Mr. T puppet, which, of course, is kept in the apartment with a sense of profound humorous irony. But as usual with your bro's exploits, this is no ordinary irony, or anything close to a pedestrian tier 1 ironic gesture, which is a meager single step removed from sincerity. This is like 10 levels of irony removed from the original joke. It might have been funny like 8 years ago to joke about Mr. T and how he was sort of lame, but that was the very thing that made him awesome and badass. And his awesomeness was also sort of the joke, but in this case the joke is the joke, and that degree of irony itself is also the joke, and so on. I feel like this is just explaining, like, Homestuck, and, like, Andrew Hussy's whole mindset. I mean, I feel like I've mentioned this earlier, but it's like, he is making fun of himself with this, and that is also the joke. I hate this. Only highly adept satirical ninjas like you and your bro could appreciate stuff like this. It's cool taking stuff that other people think is funny, but you know really isn't, and making it funny again by adding subtle strata of irony which are utterly undetectable to the untrained eye. Also, for good measure, Mr. T is wearing a leather thong and handcuffed to a pantsless Chuck Norris puppet. God, you hope you can be as good as your bro at this someday. You'll never tell him that, though. Okay, yeah, I think I'm done for the day. That's enough Homestuck for right now. My voice isn't really up to this, and also most people are gone, so this is gonna be a short one. Yeah. Homestuck. Woo woo. Also, you know, puppet smut and like vaguely racist caricatures of Mr. T in the puppet, but it's okay because it's ironic, but not really. It's layers of irony, and I'm tired, man. Okay, I'm going. Goodbye. Good night. Bye.